Yo, what's going on?
Hello, Adrian. Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I am fabulous. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Uh,
We're just on FaceTime right now. We're making some trades in the market just for fun. We saw some opportunity, and we're on FaceTime like, bro, let's just click record, show a live time trade, see what it looks like. So, obviously, I know I don't trade much. I know you don't trade much either, but when we see some, value in the market and we're like, hey, you know what, let's see what we can do here just to play with some funds. We go ahead and do it. So, yeah, what are you in?
so it's crazy because we both were talking about shorting the market, and so I'm in SPY puts, and then you went into meta puts, and
Yes.
it's just insane how we hopped on the phone, we saw something, we saw a trade, we decided to join into it, and currently,
Honestly, I wouldn't have, but because you said you're gonna get in spy puts, I'm like, oh, I'm thinking puts
yeah.
too. Let's do
I,
it.
I was
So,
looking at it. Yeah, I was looking at it all morning and I didn't know which side to pick. But then I started to see weakness in the market and I decided let's short it. So I went for it and we're doing pretty well. I can kind of show mine. Up, how much is that? Two something?
22%,
Yeah, 200.
205.
Not bad.
Nice. Here, why don't we just go ahead and join on our phone and we
You can
can
do that?
one at a time. Yeah, let's just join at our phone and well, let's see if it works. We'll see. I don't know.
I won't be able to do it.
Okay, I'm gonna
And
join.
yeah, I don't have it set up on my phone for
Okay.
it to be that quick.
Sweet.
Um, but definitely something that we want to mention is that never forget that any money that you're trying to time the market with, just make sure that it is money that you're okay losing. So if this account or if this position was to go down 100, because there is a there's a chance that it can happen because the market just does its thing. I'm okay with doing that. I have no problem doing that. And it's
All right.
because of
I thought
my
I was leaking.
my
Sorry.
risk. It's because of my risk management. So always go to your risk management. How much can you be okay with risking on the table? So in this example, Adrian, go ahead.
Yeah, so if you just saw that it's my meta portfolio or my meta short. Short meaning I bought puts, meaning I think it's gonna go down. So I was looking at this earlier and I was looking at the daily chart, and there is this big gap to fill right down here. This area right here needs to be filled. So I was like, okay, like what happened here? This was defended, as far as like resistance turns support, but then we failed to continuously go higher. And I saw this kind of rejection here. So then I started to go down to the lower time frame to see if I could enter something. And like I said here, it tried to go up, rejected, had a massive dump. And then still the buyers tried to bring it higher and it continued to dump. So I was like, okay, below this previous low, I'll get in, which is this line. It broke this, so I'll go in the smaller time frame. Um, See, it broke this clearly right here. So I entered on this retest where this came back up and tested this, and I just wrote it down here. Because Alan said he was going short on puts or on SPY, I was like, okay, I'll enter my meta call or puts
Yeah.
play. So I got in here, and it's dumping right now. So if you look at my this is my current position, meta puts. So it's pretty much saying I'm betting on the stock to go down. I'm up 25%. So but the market looks good to be, continuously go down, but I definitely have a stop loss to maintain this in profit. But yeah, I figured we're on Zoom. We might as well show a little bit of a live trade, if you
Yeah,
will,
definitely,
because we don't
definitely.
do it often. So the time we're
We do
doing it, it'd
not.
be cool to share. So
Yeah, we definitely do not do often. Can you talk a really quick about what your position looks like compared to your overall portfolio? Meaning we don't
yeah,
jump into plays knowing risking a lot, over leveraging ourselves.
yeah. I mean, I'll do the math right now. Just based on like my net worth and what I'm using to trade this. Um, so I went in with like 500 bucks and it's literally nothing. Um, so that sounds cocky, and I don't mean it to be. I just trying to show the responsibility in a sense of like I'm not like trying to like say I'm gonna go all in and I'm gonna freaking make all this money. It's more
Yeah.
so just having money that it's like on the side. It's almost like okay, like you've learned a certain skill set of trading. Let me see what I could do with this money. that I'm already mentally have lost. So the percentage is literally less than 1%. Like it's very, very low.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really good point that we should touch on. Same with mine. Mine is a very, very small percent of my overall portfolio. And the reason we do that is because we want to make sure that if the stock or the trade goes the wrong way, you are defensive on how much is your stop loss? How much can you afford to lose and move on with your day if that happens? Because as I spoke in my previous video, there is a possibility where you lose it quick. The market moves too quick when you're trying to time it second by second. Over the long period of time, it's not it's tricky. Let's just say it's very challenging to do something like that. My brother and I today we made a decision. We saw what we liked. We saw what we liked what we saw, and we decided to enter this trade and just kind of show you guys real time on what that looks like. And but yeah,
Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
looking
I
good
mean,
so
I
far.
sorry.
I say it's looking good so far. I mean, it's looking like we definitely are gonna retrace. And at this point, when you're in profit, it's everything is nice and neat, right? Of course, the opposite could be happening too, where we're down a certain amount, and that's when you should be mitigating your risk somehow. Do I want to stop loss? Am I okay losing only 50 bucks, only 25 bucks? Like when you get into these trades, you want to make sure you're, smart about all outcomes because there's any of them are possible and are on on the table for a possibility.
Yeah, to emphasize, I mean, I've lost thousands and thousands of dollars trading the stock market in this fashion, which is showing like day trades, risky trades, like options trading. It's a very risky way to make money. So the higher the risk, the higher the reward, right? But also, this I don't see being a consistent, reliable source of returns of income, if you will. So it's almost just like a gamble, pretty much. Like the it's a educated guess based on the skill set that you've learned through trading. So I like trading because I like the market. I am a gambling man, and it's one of the things that feeds kind of like the adrenaline rush that you seek. Yet it requires a certain level of education to understand what it is that you're doing. So I don't recommend it. I don't think this is a viable way to make money. I don't think you should just go into options trading. When people say invest in the stock market, that is not what this means. It's not trade the stock market. It's more so long-term investments and actually looking at a value-based company based on what they produce in the marketplace. So I just want to emphasize that.
Awesome. Awesome.
But I know you got a trip coming up. You're about to head somewhere. You doing some enjoyment of the fruits of your labor. So I
That's
wanted
right.
to ask you about your celebration. What's the mindset behind that?
So the mindset behind it is really just enjoying every second, hanging out with Dal. We're going out to Washington and really just like you said, it's enjoying the fruits of my labor. Over the past 5 years, I've realized that, well, yes, you can set aside money, let it grow, but you must find a balance, in my opinion. And part of that balance for me is just enjoying it, right? Removing some money from my investments and really jumping into a vacation or something and enjoying, right?
Yeah, that's something
That's,
I'm working on myself for sure.
I think sorry, the last thing, I think the best part about it is not getting into debt for a vacation. It's just an amazing feeling, right? We're out
Wait,
there.
are you saying you're not putting everything on a credit card and you don't have the money, but you're still just enjoying life? That's not what you're doing. I thought that's what people do.
No. Well, for my points, yes, credit card. But the credit card has been paid for already, meaning I don't have a balance on my credit card, which means that I get to enjoy the vacation rather than focus on money that I have not yet made.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It
So
just
if
feels
if someone comes to you and they have $0, but they want to take a trip around Europe for 5 grand because life is short, from a financial standpoint, do you think that's a pretty good decision or don't answer? It might ruffle some feathers, but I know your answer. It's just I wanted to emphasize that, of course, Elena's, financially set money aside for enjoyment. So it's not a radical, oh, let me see what trips now I should take, right? It was intentional, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
You know what I've realized too right now? You're in a different setting. You're in your 9 to 5 because you have a different chair right now. You're like
Yeah, I'm
moving
in prison. I'm in my cell right now. Um,
around.
I'm taking some commissary time to trade, be on the phone with my brother and just enjoying myself. So yeah, I'm in the cell right now, but not for long. We're
Yeah.
working
A
towards.
recent podcast that I listened to, Jim Rohn, of course, always learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. And I know it's one
Mm,
that we've kind of threw out there, but it's just powerful, man. It's like I know, Adrian, you get off of work and it's like it's go time. It's like it's on me. It's my work, it's my business, and it's just like it's super powerful, man. So right now, I'm getting ready to go out, enjoy myself for the weekend, and yeah, it's gonna be an amazing time. So
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's one of those things that I need to work on. Because I think you should have excellence in every area of your life, but it's very, very hard for me to maximize my efforts at my job. Because I get the ability to kind of be relaxed and I still get my work done, if that makes sense. So it gives me more layaway, if you will. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but I don't know if you've ever seen, have you seen the movie with the Mark Zuckerberg where he created Facebook and that whole kind of idea of like they created a movie out of it where he like stole the idea and things like that. Did you watch that movie or no?
I haven't, no, I'm not sure.
Really? Oh, bro, you have to watch it. It literally breaks down like how Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook with his college friends. If you know, you know. But there's a section there where the guys that he stole the idea from are suing him, and the lawyer, he's like looking outside the window and saying it's raining, and the lawyer asks him, he's like, Mr. Zuckerberg, do I have your attention? And he just pops off on him and pretty much says, like, no, you have the most minimal attention possible. You have the very, very little that is needed and required for this meeting. That's how much attention you have. Most of my attention is back at the offices of Facebook, where I'm looking how to develop this thing that nobody here in this room has a capability of doing, et cetera, et cetera. That's how I feel on my job. I do 10 times harder outside of my job than I do in the job because outside of my job is what's going to actually create the results that I'm trying to achieve, not a
I love,
paycheck. So I
I
think
love
it's cool. It's cool to see when people are grinding towards their dreams. I salute every time anybody's kind of pursuing whatever they need to pursue, you know?
I love it. Another saying that I may butcher, Jim Rohn, he says, you work a job to make a living, you work on yourself to make a fortune.
Hey,
And it's like,
yeah, they go on, man. 9 to 5, you make a living. 5 to midnight, you create wealth.
exactly.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
That's
Give me some more.
exactly
Give me some
right.
more.
That's exactly right. I got another one for you. Vague goals lead to vague results. Something I'm working on. It's something I'm working on
All
constantly.
right, let me read
It's
some of
like
my
I'm trying to
notes from
narrow it
today for
down.
you.
I'm trying to narrow it down where I do specific goals, and the company I work for now, honestly, it's been a blessing as well. They've kind of rebranded my mind, my goals.
Love it.
I used to just write them down on the wall, and now it's like I break them down by day, by week, by month, and it's like that's my focus. And again, this is all easier said than done. It's still a challenge for me. Like I'm still learning here and there, but it's like again, vague goals lead to vague results. So if you don't know where you want to go, how do you know how you're going to get there?
Bang. Talk to me.
So anyways, wow, we did a little bit spitfire here and there, a
I
little
love
bit
it.
of day trading, and just keeping the momentum. I think is the most important part. Is even don't no matter what, when there's days that you don't feel like doing anything, just do them.
Yeah.
It's like no matter how you feel, just do them. And again, it's something that I'm constantly working on. I have to remind myself here and there, and speak to you, Adrian, to kind of keep me on board. Speak to Dow, keep me on board and things. But it's just a matter of uh when, not if. So
Right. Yeah, it takes me what I listened to. Listen to my book right now. I'm rereading Think and Grow Rich. And I am listening to some audios, and what you said is very powerful because it's the reality. Michael Jordan did not become a millionaire when he got his paychecks, but he became a millionaire when he was taking 1,000 shots a day when no one was looking. So I took a note. This is what I think I could close off with, unless you have any closing thoughts.
Yeah.
But it said a lot of people have goals that they've written down, but do you have a work habit goal? Right? Goals to actually create work habit, because you need to create systems for yourself to win. Just because you have goals doesn't mean they're going to get accomplished if you don't have work habit goals. So if you want to go to the gym, your goal is to have abs, but you also need to have a goal to do sit-ups every day for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So just like you have goals for your lifestyle, you need to have goals for your work habit.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I love this. It's very raw conversation. We jumped on here of excitement on a trade that we're making some change on. But I love it. It's a raw talk. This is exactly what we do when we hop on the phone, and we often talk about, hey, we should just press record. So this is just a reflection of what we've been doing, what we will continue to be doing. Because these conversations is what moves the needle at the end of the day, reminds us what we do, why we do it, and excited for it, bro. I mean, we're very, very blessed, very grateful. And I can't thank God enough for the family, for you, for Dow, for this weekend in Miami. Just an amazing time. Just what a time to be alive. And it's just it's a blessing. That's all I gotta say. So it's a true blessing.
Likewise, bro. Yeah, and yeah, I think God's blessed us with so much, and it's come with a lot of responsibility to now help other people do the same thing, in a sense of finding the joy of life, finding God, finding the beauty of what it looks like to work hard, and just understand that the only limitation in our lives is our mind. Because if we have our health, the rest is unstoppable. And just because somebody didn't have the position to be, maybe have the best family, maybe have the best environment, maybe have the best energy, I feel you, but success doesn't care. So success doesn't care about the validity of your excuses. So we need to continuously eliminate the excuses and do what needs to be done to get to the outcome. So I'm proud of you, bro. Proud of everybody watching, and God loves you.
Awesome. Let's close it out. Thank you.
Peace. Yes, sir.